Gear for the State of the State address in Hawaii on Monday. We'll look at big issues facing our community and what our local lawmakers are doing to help. Congressman Mark Takai is here this morning to share his thoughts, and I bet you're happy to be missing that blizzard in the East Coast.
A little bit. We're actually trying to get out tomorrow night. So, Kelly, I hope everything's going to be okay for me. Got to get back to work.
Oh, no. All right. Well, speaking of work, homelessness, a big topic here in our state. What kind of federal action will you take to help curb this crisis?
Well, you know, we've got some great news to report. As you know, we passed the omnibus budget bill in December, one of our last votes before taking the recess. And in that bill, we had increases in the National Housing Trust Fund, and we had a $3 billion increase in some of the programs that will directly impact the federal programs focused on homelessness. In fact, many of those vulnerable populations, we're talking about veterans, elderly, Section 8 housing, have seen tremendous bump-ups in federal support. And really, that's our job as a Hawaii delegation. It's to ensure that we're able to provide the necessary funds for both the state and the counties to ensure that there's enough money there. The implementation of those programs are with the state and the counties. So, our responsibility as a federal delegation is to get the funding, and we're very proud that we were able to do that this year. And
speaking of which, how do you feel the Hawaii delegation did as a whole?
We did exceptionally well. I mean, we've had some very lean, tough years. Fiscal year 13, because of sequestration, we saw a huge dip. 14 was level. 15, for example, last year, we had a little less than $200 million in federal infrastructure for military. And this year's budget has about a little bit more than $460 million. So we've seen a doubling of just that. In fact, we've seen an increase from last year to this year of about 5% in federal dollars coming to Hawaii. So, Brian, Maisie, and Tulsi and I have been working really hard, and we're so glad that we could do that.
Okay, that's nice. And also the National Community Service Improvement Act, that is something that would expand the eligibility of people from Micronesia, Marshall Islands, and Palau for participation in national service programs and other purposes. What is your position on that?
Well, we owe it to these people. In fact, it was a federal commitment made right after World War II, and it continues to this day. The U.S. government bombed those islands, and as a result, there's some significant health challenges for this population. Unfortunately for us in Hawaii and also for Guam, and Madeline Bordallo is the delegate from Guam. We've been working closely with her, but unfortunately for our islands, we've seen a significant increase in the population of Micronesians and Marshallese as a result of this compact. Again, from our perspective as a federal delegation, our efforts are to increase federal funding to help offset the cost for education, housing, and medical. Those are the three big challenges that the state faces as it relates to this population. But it's not only us. It's the West Coast, and also Arkansas has significant populations, COFA populations.
It's a big issue, and it seems to be one that's even growing bigger as I follow this. I talked to Congresswoman Maisie Hirono, and she was saying there's so much myth and misperception about the Micronesian or COFA population in Hawaii, just because they're so, as she says, wrongly associated with the homeless issue, drain on resources, etc. Yeah.
Right. What I just say that the federal government made a commitment. We owe it to not only those people, but also to the state and to the counties that we provide the necessary funds to address some of those challenges.
Okay. Well, thank you, Congressman Takai.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be home and here.
Yeah, because tomorrow you'll be bundling up, huh?
We're trying to get out. Cross our fingers.
Okay. Thanks for joining us this morning and talking about this.